So here we have the token MEX, which is the exchange token of MEXC. If you scan the QR code in the corner of the screen or click on the link in the comments and deposit, you'll get a nice little trading bonus. But anyway, yeah, this is an exchange token, so holding this gives you some nice benefits. So you get a reduction on your trading fees, and you also will get some nice little rewards of airdrops and tokens. So they tend to be quite good to hold. Not financial advice, but they tend to be quite good to hold in cycles. We tend to see quite a lot of upward movement on these things, as you can see. Previously in 2024, we saw a very big rally up to $5.50, and the previous cycle we also saw a rally. So these are interesting tokens to hold. And as we can see, we map out the all-time high up here at $5.80. And then looking for levels. So what do we have in the way of levels? So we've got a really nice level here on the monthly. We have another nice level here. We have another really nice level down here. And here. And here. Do we have up here? We've got an interesting level here. So if we just mark out monthly, we mark out monthly. Right, so really nice little pattern. We have another level here. If we just put that on there. So going down onto the weekly, what do we have? So if we zoom out, go back, we've got really nice level there. We've got a really nice level there. And there. What do we have higher? We've got a nice level there. We have a nice level there. And there. And there. And there. And that's a really nice level. I quite like that candle. So some nice areas to play around with. We'll just go and mark these with a weekly. And weekly. So some really nice areas to play in. We can see how well this moves between the levels. And this area here, we see some big gaps where this moves quite quickly through. So this is a very interesting area to watch. As we can see, we whipped in here to grab some liquidity. But every time price goes into this area, it moves out of here very quickly. So we can see where it's holding. There's a couple of interesting scenarios on how this plays out, which we can touch on. But as we look on the daily, what can we see? It's a very volatile asset. So this one is probably not one you would want to be trading daily. We see the really big wicks, that one in particular taking out some. So if we go back onto the weekly, and we can have a look at where the volume sits. Stretch it across. What can we see? So if we zoom in, Got a really nice level there around the monthly. Just put a box around that. Come up here. We put a nice little box around that. We can see that there's a lot of volume around, particularly that weekly level. We put a nice little box around there. We see there's that little void there just above the weekly. We've got a lot of volume either side of it. So if we zoom back out, what can we see? So we can see these areas. So if we just change the color of this area to green, it's an interesting area and one that I think we've got a lot of liquidity sitting in. So what can we see? We see every time it pushes up, there's a strong rejection off that weekly level. So where can this potentially go? I see a couple of scenarios. First, we pull down through that box, retest the monthly level, move up, gain, and then we begin to push through the levels. Alternatively, we hold where we are, with maybe a little wick in, we consolidate in this zone, we push up into that liquidity zone, we bounce back off, and then we move up through the levels before shooting up into those upper levels around $4. So yeah, plenty of opportunity. We see that zone is particularly interesting. I think on this you've got an easy invalidation. If it drops below this monthly level, you're then looking at a retest of the monthly level below. Should you not hold that, it looks a little bit scary at that point, and you could be then looking at a retest of that lower monthly level. But ultimately, there's a lot of some good risk reward on this. I think certainly from an upside perspective, this could be an interesting area, and I think setting take profits on the weekly levels might be an interesting move on this token.